We should be live. Can anyone hear me? Is everything like working okay? It all should be working. Never hurts to test. Seems like it's all working. Hey Roland, how's it going? Glad you made it, man. So yeah, I mean, to anyone that's here, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for coming. As you can probably see, I'm going to be inking this piece, which is it's something that I like put it together and like create it's two separate drawings, one from TK Arts over here, and the other one from Roland, who is in the chat over there, Roland Katsuragi. And so then I just put it together and added some debris, and I'll just be inking this. And yeah, so I mean, hopefully you have a good time. You enjoy the stream, enjoy the drawings. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat or whatever. And so I'm gonna start drawing. So as the last one, the last digital inking that I did, when I inked Batman piece, it's probably going to take a little while for me to get warmed up and have everything, because I'm not used to doing digital that much, so then it'll have a little more like, not learning curve, but just, until my hand gets all warmed up and everything like that. So Roland, I'm going to start inking yours first, since it seems like there's not a lot of people here, and, this is your drawing, like, this is your side of the drawing, so then I'm gonna do yours first. Gonna try and get a good amount of both done today. I doubt I'll get all, like, the whole drawing done in 2 hours, but if I do, that would be nice. But like I said, I don't imagine that happening. So I'm just getting the hair in, like, this hair is going to be tough because it's very, it's like very clean. So like I can't really make that much of a mistake on the hairline. Like if I make this line a little wonky or something like that, it'll look weird. Whereas with Superman, if I do his hair like a little more rough or whatever, it should look fine. Roland, are you going to straighten Superman's hairline? The shadows are all hatching that got blurry. Yeah, I mean, I'll clean up what, normal, like, inking stuff. So, like, if it's a little, because pencils, it's hard sometimes to tell where the penciler wanted it to be black and where it was hatching. So I'll, interpret it my way, but I'm not going to, change the shape of it or anything. I'll try and keep to TK's pencils as much as possible. But I'm definitely going to, the blur, I'm not going to leave it blurry. I'm just going to change the opacity here for this pencil layer so that I can see my inks better. That should work. Because this way I can see, what I'm inking better than if it was 100% opacity. Because in the end, I'm going to just, that pencil layer, it's going to go. You can't be here no more because that's not how it works. That's not how it works. That's illegal. So I'm going to just continue doing that. It's kind of repetitive, as in they're relatively the same shapes, but it's good. It's good warm-up practice. Actually, I'm not this is good because it forces my hand to be warmed up and steady and everything. So then this will be good. This hair is going to be good practice. I mean, my shadows are all hatching. Yeah, your shadows. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna interpret some of yours as black to not leave it, super light. But yeah, I can definitely see that these are how do I say it? Man, I don't know how to explain it. They're like, it seems like you wanted them to be hatching because you didn't really do it like super strong. But I'm gonna leave it like half and half, not half and half, but I'm gonna mix them up. So I'm gonna switch to Portuguese, normal stuff. Say hi to my Portuguese viewers. Então, pessoal, oi, é a mesma coisa de sempre, falando inglês e português para alternar. E então, bem-vindo todo mundo que estiver aqui e espero que gostem e obrigado por vir. E Matheus, valeu por vir, cara. Sempre bom te ver aqui, tu tá sempre comparecendo, tá sempre. É bem legal. Valeu, cara. Okay, so what I'm trying to do with the hair is like Roland has these very thick lines, and I might add them at the end. And like this is his style is like very different than TK's. His TK has like a relative, like kind of normal inking style. It's cross hatching, thin lines, stuff like that. And Roland is I think it's pretty close to anime, right? I mean, like manga. I guess it's manga or anime. And so then it's very thick lines and not a lot of rendering. So initially, I think I'm gonna try and make it my own style, with the normal stuff that I do, and just try and see how that goes. But if it doesn't end up looking that great, or if I don't end up liking it that much, then I'll change it up and I'll try and add the super thick like borders to see if that makes it, look a little better. But initially, I'm gonna stick to my style. So hopefully my microphone's better than the last stream. I remember that it was pretty bad and I had a lot of trouble with it. I didn't actually change anything, but it seems like when I'm going like to school and I'm having my meetings and stuff like that, it seems like it's better. It seems like it's not as, sharp. So hopefully that's the case. Because definitely I do these streams for you so that way you guys can have the best quality of content. But yeah, so hopefully it's a good quality. Okay, so Roland said that it sounds fair about the whole hair stuff that I said. Yeah, so something I definitely I'm looking forward to inking your piece because it's way out of my style. So I'm looking forward to seeing what I can get from it, like what I can learn from this style of like curves and stuff like that, and also what I can incorporate my style into to try and make it look really nice. And that's good, Roland. That the audio sounds better. Yeah, I don't know what it was, man. I honestly don't know. Matheus, soube que você já teve site publicado, mano. Parabéns, de verdade. Obrigado, cara. Ela ainda não foi, ela não foi publicada ainda, mas ela vai, né? Ela já mandei pro editor e ele já mandou pro colorista e já fez todas essas coisas aí. Então daí ele vai me mandar as cópias do livro quando sair. Então daí quando chegar aqui eu vou fazer um vídeo, fazer alguma coisa aí, porque definitivamente é importante, né? Uma coisa que só acontece uma vez, então é bem importante. Valeu pelo suporte. So then now I've done the hair, and I definitely feel warmed up. I definitely feel like I can throw lines down quicker and more confidently. now than when I first started, which is good. And so now hopefully that will speed up the process, and then we'll be able to get through a good chunk of this. I mean, I hope to get a good chunk done. I hope to, because I don't like streams that do drawing or are like a drawing stream or whatever, but don't get a lot done. I think that it kind of, it feels like, I don't know how to describe it, but it just feels like, man, I came here to watch somebody draw, but they didn't actually get that much drawing done. So I definitely try and make as much drawing as I can. Like as much of the drawing as I can done in 2 hours. Because like I gotta get off in 2 hours. I'm kind of renting the living room right now to be able to do the stream. So, but I mean, it should be fine. I don't imagine us having getting very little done. Okay, so now we're getting into the hard part, and gonna try and figure out what to do here. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna try and fix that here, which is just a small little thing that I don't think I put it in the right alignment. Okay, I think I'm just gonna, what I'm doing is I'm just indicating these, then I'm gonna have these be dark, and then that'll be light. That's his hair, dang it. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to try and find some spots that are, well, for me to, that are good spots for me to just fill in, just easy, get the fill tool and just get it done. I'm just going to do his mouth. I'm going to try and skip the, hard parts. Okay, so then there's that, and that would be a little darker. And leave that a little light, and then I think I'm going to wait till I go with my rendering size of brush. Because I use different size, I'm using a 30 right now, 30 pixels for these lines, and I usually only use 20, but his is relatively thicker, so then I did want to use a thicker brush than usual, and so then now I've switched to my usual 20 to do these rendering lines on his mouth. This isn't even his mouth, is it? It's just his lip. Let's see how that looks. Let me take out the pencils. I do not like it. So we're gonna go back and redo that rendering. Roland said, I rendered those segmented lines to give the face and hair texture. Yeah, so then, are you talking about these stuff in the, middle of the hair? Or, these? Because, yeah, I mean, those I was just going to do as, hard rendering stuff, and then these I was going to do kind of a shading thing, that, it would, I don't really know how to explain it. But, yeah, so then, it's cool. I appreciate I enjoy the challenge, it's fun, and I don't have any more Control Z's left. One annoying thing about Krita is that you only can do so many Control Z's, you can only click it so many times before it doesn't allow you to do that anymore. And I mean, you can imagine how annoying that is. You have to did a bunch of lines, and then you're like, I don't really like it. And then you go back and you can't undo the whole thing, and there's nothing you can do, there's no, there's nothing. So, yeah. Okay, that looks better. I'm happy with, I'm happy with that, because the other one was looking too thick, It was, wasn't liking how thick it was coming out. I'm just going to do small little renders there for his little things. I don't know what they're called. Do a little shadow for his nose. Maybe a couple lines there to render that. Okay, so then now I think I'm going to try this hair again. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and do this. I'm going to give it a little shadow there. I'm going to try and give it, like, not a rim light, but, like, kind of the effect that you have when there is a rim light. There's, like, a really dark, like, line, and then the rest kind of go out from it. And, I mean, that's good. Happy enough with that. Just going to fix this here because it doesn't look like they actually connect. I didn't fix it, but I'm not going to spend more time on it. Okay, I'm going to do a little shadow there. Then I'm just going to render this. Because this is like hair that's in the background, you know? So I kind of want to give it that background feeling by just doing a bunch of rendering lines. Okay. Now the eyebrows. Let's give them something like that. And then I'm going to fill it in. Fill this eyebrow in, and then I'm not going to do the erase. I'm going to, oh no. I'm going to switch black, white. There we go. So now I have, but then I'm going to make it a smaller size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start like, it's going to be like reverse inking. It's like it's the equivalent to reverse inking. It's going to get a white thing and then Roland asked just what about doing different segments on separate layers? Man, let me try and think, because like since this is inking, like where there's not black ink, it's transparent, it's not white. So then then it wouldn't really work for me to do it on separate layers, because then it would be, you know, like the layers wouldn't, so like if I was going to do all of these lines on a separate layer, all of these like forehead lines on a separate layer, so a layer under this one. So this is the layer that I would do, you know, that's wait a second, let me, I definitely know what I'm doing. So then I'm going to just do these here. And did it on the wrong layer because I'm trying. Okay, so the inks, I would do them here, and then under that, so then this layer I would want, like they're gonna go over, there's not gonna respect any border because because where there's not anything, it's transparent, so that wouldn't really work. And also, I usually don't like to do inks on multiple layers unless it's like some crazy effect that like affects the whole background. Because I like to make my digital inks look as traditional as possible. And on traditional, I don't really, you know, I can't use layers or anything like that. So then I really like to be able to just like work on one layer and like respect this because it gives it a cool feel, I think, to try and make it look as traditional as possible. So then, you know, I usually don't like using multiple layers, so I don't think I'm going to do that. Roland said, you mean like using whiteout or white ink over the black parts? Yes. That's exactly what it is. It's like using white ink. And it's something that I like about digital because I currently don't have any white ink. Traditionally, you know, like I don't have any to use. So that's what I've been using digital a lot for, is just if I have something, you know, that I need to, you know, I know how to speak. Okay, let me think about what I'm going to say, and then I'll say it. I don't have any white pens, so then I don't use it traditionally, and then digitally I can use this, and so then I do that digitally a lot, and it's something that digital has been helping me with a lot. There we go. I finished a sentence. Okay. So these eyes over here, this eye has all of that rendering, and then what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do that rendering, because I think that it would be a cool effect if like there's rendering around it, but not actually where it is. You know? Let me see, would that eye go there? Is that like a appropriate eye size, or would it be over here? Wait, does he have his eyes closed? Did I just notice that right now? Wait, what? Roland, could you help me here? Did you draw him with his eyes closed? Or are they supposed to be eyes opened? Roland also said, well, physical inking can have layers if you use paste stubs. What? I don't know what a paste stub is. I'm sorry, I don't know. One thing that I was thinking of that kind of is similar to layers on traditional is when I want to do like splatter or something like that, I'll put a piece of paper over where I don't want the splatter to go. So I guess that's kind of, a layer type thing that you could have. So now I'm trying to experiment with how I want to do these, because he has a lot of them. He has a lot of these lines. So I think I'm going to switch over to this pen. Let's see what I get done with that. Yikes. And it doesn't even seem like it's like black, It seems like it's not even a full color, Yeah, I don't think these circular ones are going to work. I think circular brushes are giving a really weird effect. So now we're going to do a bit of brush searching. Now I don't have a lot of brushes on Krita because it's free, but I do have a couple more options, and then other than that, I don't have. This could be interesting, but I think it's too, Oh no, I just noticed something. If you look at it like this, and you forget that there's a mouth under it, imagine this. Just going to do a small little thing here, then I'll erase it. This is his mouth. This is an indication of his nose. And these are his eyes. I don't know, just some random thing that I was looking at it and I can't unsee it. So I think I'm just going to use that normal brush. So Roland said that the eyes are closed. Okay, so that makes a little more sense now that I'm looking into it. Dude, what do you think about me making them open and then they'd be like glowing kind of? If I ever colored this, I could make them glow. What do you think about that? Think you would like that? Or do you want to keep them closed? Just a thought. Okay, so then I'm going to do this. Okay, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to just add a little bit of this stuff. And then I'll finally get on. Okay. That looks good. I'm happy with that rendering thing. Roland said, up to if, man. If it works, go for it. Okay, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll try and see what I can do with it, because obviously you didn't draw him to have his eyes open, so it might not really work. But if it does, I think that would look cool. He said I can't unsee him having his eyes closed now. Roland also said, paste stub is an old term for when a correction is literally pasted to the artboard, so that's the one way physical inking can have layers. Oh, yeah. Okay. I've heard of David Finch. Yeah, David Finch has said something like that before. Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, that does seem like it would be like a good layer thing. So if he had his eyes open, I could have it work like this, and then this would all be rendered. I'm just going to turn this slightly. Nope, wrong way. Okay, then I'm going to do just a bunch of rendering. I think it'll look cool. I think I'm going to do the open eyes dude. I really do. I think I like it. So then this is something where layers would be useful, but it's also something that I like to do traditionally because I think it gives a good feel to it. But I am going to make my size a little lower just for, like, rendering purposes, looking better. A little bit of cross-hatching to indicate the shadow's there. And so then the shadow stops. So what I'm doing is I'm going to do a full line all the way through, even though usually you don't want to do that, like, just advice, you usually want to have breaks in the lines, but I'm not going to, because what I'm going to do is later I'll get that white ink, the equivalent that I use for white ink, and then I'm just going to sprinkle it around and make it look like it's like that. Okay, let's turn it back. Okay, that looks good. Then let's add a little bit more around here, just okay. So that would kind of be it. Okay, and so then now I'm just going to continue doing more of this rendering. Okay, now I'm going to turn it all the way like this, so that way I can really get those lines. That, like, chunky rendering is what I'm going to call it. Go back to size 20, size 19 is fine. Okay, and then continue with the rendering. So since it doesn't seem like TK is here, I'm going to pretty much concentrate just on your piece, Roland. So then, like, I'll just pretty much work on yours, and then if he shows up, then I'll switch to his, so he can give me feedback. I'm going to switch to Portuguese really quick. So, então, pessoal, dá uma resumida no que eu estava falando, e desculpa não estar falando muito português. Mas então, eu fiz cabelo, e depois eu decidi que eu ia fazer olhos abertos em vez de fechados, como eram. E eu também expliquei um pouquinho de como eu não gosto de usar... não gosto de usar, como é que fala? Camadas. Não me lembro da palavra agora em digital, mas é camadas para fazer algumas partes. Eu prefiro fazer sempre numa camada só. Então, daí é praticamente isso. E daí eu decidi que eu vou até esse desenho é do Roland, que está aqui no chat comentando. E depois esse outro aqui do Super-Homem é do TK Arts. Então, quando ele aparecer, eu vou fazer aí o desenho do Super-Homem, mas até então eu trabalho nesse daqui. Então, eu vou mudar de volta para o inglês agora. Roland said, that's fine, he did subscribe to me today. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I mean, he found me, like, kind of, like, like, I hadn't been subscribed to him or anything like that. He had subscribed to me, then he's an inker and stuff. And so then that was kind of, that's nice they subscribed to you. And he had asked me if I wanted to ink any of these, and I said yeah. And then I noticed that it worked really well, the pose to fit with yours. So then I just decided, that I would put them together. Okay, so what I'm doing with these like chunky renderings is I'm trying to have them have a very specific like ending, like create an illusion that they're stopping because there's like something there. Because I think that that'll give a cool, like, it gives a cool effect. It can give a cool effect. Hopefully it gives a cool effect. I'm going to add a little bit of ear rendering. A little bit more of ear rendering. Then I'm going to move over to this other ear here. More chunky rendering. A little bit of fade out. I'm just going to render this part in. So we're actually going much slower than I expected, which is not all bad. Because, most likely means that I'm doing a better job, like a more detailed job. But yeah, we're definitely not going that fast. We're already a quarter of the way done with the stream. But let's go. I mean, it's all in a day's work. Okay, and then I'm more rendering. I think I went a little too dark there. If you guys can hear me clicking my tablet buttons, don't mind it. It's because the microphone's really close, so it might, get that. Okay. Finish out that rendering right there. Yeah, that looks cool. I'm thinking about how I want to do this rendering, and I guess you had it over here, and I guess I don't really want to, change the rendering that much. It would be too big, I think, of a change. Trying to get these lines as like parallel as possible, but I do want to have some that are like, not like that. Okay, I'm going to add a big, thick line here so you know that there's like something, And it feels like I'm ruining my tablet. It feels like I'm pressing really hard doing these inks. So since I got this tablet, I'm like paranoid that like I'm just gonna do some line, I'm gonna do some drawing, and then it's just gonna like break, like the like part that I draw, and it's just gonna like poof, and then I'm done, and then I have no tablet, and I don't know what I would do if this tablet stopped working. I don't, I think it would be too much of a loss for me to. I definitely don't have the money to buy one again. I guess since I'm getting published, but still. Okay, so I think that's going to be the face. Maybe I'll add a little something there, something there. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the body part here because that's a little, I think it's a little more interesting, a little something like that. And then I'm going to just, then it's just inking. Like, this is really just, this is just the normal stuff that I do, this is like, inking is something that I'm super happy, I like it so much, like, it's just so fun for me to do and everything, and I'm so happy that I can, like, stream it, So that's going to be that neck part, and I guess I could do some like fade out like this. Actually get some reverse inking going here. Okay. Something that Mary Landro, Landart, she does this really well of the reverse inking over line, like rendering lines. So if you want to take a look at that, definitely worth it. Having a little bit of trouble. Okay, I think we got it now. So just continuing the lines and stuff like that. So, I mean, hopefully everybody who's watching and everybody who watches this in the not the replay version, but the one that's going to be here after the stream ends, hopefully you all enjoy these streams that I do. I definitely enjoy them. I definitely have fun doing them. It's not an excuse because I like drawing, but it's nice to have some time set aside that I know I'm going to get drawing done. So I definitely enjoy it. Hopefully you do too. I plan on just continuing this flex that I have of live streams. Stays consistent kind of. It's pretty much the only content that I can get on my YouTube channel. Because editing videos takes so much work for me. I imagine that there's easier ways to do it than what I do. I can guarantee it. But I don't have them. So then I'm going to do this little line here. Okay, so Roland indicated that that's going to be dark. So I'm just gonna fill that one in. That one's pretty easy. But then the rest, I want it to be dark. That's the thing. I want it. I really do. And something that I'm actually gonna change up here is, you know what? I'm actually gonna do something. I'm gonna render all of these parts that he has over here. All of this stuff. I'm gonna render that, just like I did for the face, like this. And then if I like it, then I'm going to keep it like that. And if I don't, then I'll add some dark spots onto it. So then we'll do it like that. Except for this one, because this one really, I feel, needs the dark, areas. So then I'm just going to fill in those lines there. And then we're going to get the fill bucket, wait for my computer to process. It's not. Oh, crap. Okay, so that's the problem that I think I've said this before about how sometimes it'll just fill in everything. Hopefully this doesn't happen again. There we go. So now is these are long rendering lines. What I might do, I think I'm going to zoom out. That way I actually have to, do less. Lazy man. But I mean, it's efficient. It's another good thing about digital is you can really just, there's so many things to make your work relatively more efficient, which is nice because, I mean, with the time schedule that I have, anything that makes my stuff go quicker is better. Not that I'm quicker doing digital than traditional, because I'm definitely not. I would have been much further ahead on this piece if it was traditional. What I'm going to try and do now is I'm going to try and give shading, I'm going to try and, that doesn't look good. Try and give some, depth here. Okay, this should hopefully make it look a little better. It does, but I don't like it. And I don't know what I'm going to do about it. Roland said maybe because the lines don't connect. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, there's always like some little 1 pixel gap that I don't see, and then it'll fill in the whole thing. And it's not like a terrible problem, you know, like it's fixable, but it's definitely annoying. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'll just render this all out. So that way I can have it all be, you know. Because I think the reason that I don't like it is because it looks too bright. Like it looks like the lighting's not working, you know, because it's not. Like it's, you know. I'm going to make this dark. I'm just going to make these parts dark. So I'm probably going to change the face up eventually. Let's take a look at that. Oh, man. I do not like it. And I'm trying to think what I can do about it. Because I know that I don't have the Control-Z space to go back and just reverse it. So if I do want to undo it, I would have to just erase it. I think I'm just going to do that. I think it's not worth it. The trying to, you know, trying to fix it, but it doesn't really work. And it's and it's tough because Roland did a lot of like places in the drawing that have this, so I have to figure something out. You know, I can't just forget about it and do it a little bit later or whatever. I gotta figure something out. Not sure I want to do it on stream though. Oh man. Let's see. I guess I could do the hair. Hair probably won't give me that many problems. 10 minutes later. Okay. I feel like you wanted this to just be a thick line, but I'm gonna try and make it a cool, like a rim light thing, especially since I have the plan for the fire. I think that anywhere that I can add this, I think it'll work. And then I'll also, you know, make some shadow for these, stuff like that. Okay, now let's try and get this hair figured out. So he did them pretty much all in the middle of the hair. So I'm going to try and stick to that. I'm going to do a test here. I think I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller. Maybe get a different brush. You know what, I'm just going to get this brush. I think it's the exact same thing, just at a smaller size. Yeah, so it's the same brush. That also I don't like because it has, I don't know. I'm going to do a quick switch to Portuguese, just to explain what's going on. Então, pessoal, o que eu estou fazendo agora eu tô tendo, honestamente, um pouquinho de dificuldade para fazer umas partes aqui, porque tá... Não é o meu estilo, né? Essa coisa Foi um desafio que eu peguei aqui, então tô tentando descobrir como é que o que eu posso fazer. Eu acho que alguma coisa eu consigo, sabe? Tá, essa é uma melhor para fazer. Então daí o que eu vou fazer? Eu vou tentando achar o jeito de fazer o cabelo agora, né? Por exemplo, que é o que eu tô fazendo. Tento achar um jeito e depois depois é só repetição. Depois é a parte fácil, né? Só repetir e aí fica a barbada. Pô, essa caneta aqui é boa, hein? Não, não uso muito ela, mas deveria. Tá bem. Tô tentando aqui achar lugares onde possa usar sombra preta, né? Não de a rachura e tal. Então, acho que vai ficar assim. Acho que no cabelo realmente não tem mais o que fazer. Então daí eu só repito. Pô, minha caneta aqui tá fazendo um barulho nada agradável, vou te falar, tá fazendo não tá não tá bom de escutar. Então, daí o que que eu vou fazer agora? É só repetição agora, né? Agora que eu já sei como é que eu vou fazer, como é que eu quero fazer o cabelo. Agora é só ir repetindo em todos os partes do cabelo que vai dar certo. Vai dar certo. So Roland, this is pretty much what I figured, what I think I'm just gonna do the hair as. It's gonna be pretty much what you did. Like I was thinking if there was some like cool, inking thing that I could do to try and give the lines more character, but I really don't think that there's much more that I'm going to be able to do other than just this, which is not a bad thing. I mean, it looks good. So now it's just calm and steady, just inking, making sure that it doesn't look wonky, doesn't look weird, anything like that. Roland said that that's fine. Nice. Let's do some stuff right here. No. Maybe I'll add some other like rendering to it later, although I doubt it. Here you didn't really add anything, so what I think I might add. No, that doesn't look that great. No, first thing we're going to do is we're going to add shadow. Okay, so then I'm actually just gonna do it. I can see that you didn't put that little like the hair texture here, but I think I'm going to, just because I think that in inks it would look weird not to have it. Like in pencils it looks fine, because pencils usually can be a little looser or something like that. But I think that in inks it would honestly look a little weird to have all of these strands with one specific thing and then one strand that doesn't have it. And another thing that I think I'm going to do for this live stream is I'm going to work on the Superman piece when we get 1 hour stream, just because it's 2 hour stream, there's two pieces, and I think that it'll work nice to be able to do 1 hour I'll work on one piece, the other I'll work on another piece, and then I'll might post a video about the rest, stuff like that. But I think I do want to work on the Superman piece on the stream, especially because even though TK isn't here, I do want him, like, if you rewatch the stream or something, I want to ink his stuff, because it's part of the John too. So work on this for another 10 minutes, and then we'll move on to TK's piece. Ink that. And my pen is making some weird sounds. Okay. Roland said, I left the texturing off from the other blades of hair to simulate depth. Gotcha. Yeah, I think that what I'll do is I'll, I don't know, man. I think I'll leave it, and then if it looks weird, then I'll take it off. And then I'll leave it without the strands of, strands in the back. I'm just going to do some quick shadowing. Just super, super quick shadowing. Other than that, looking good. I like it. It's definitely a hard thing, but it's definitely it's been a challenge, but it's definitely a challenge that I can enjoy. And every time I cut off his mouth, I can't unsee the little, small mouth. It's so weird. And it's one of those things, you see it, and it's not supposed to be seen, and it's not, super obvious, and you never, think of seeing it if you were looking at it with the mouth. You're not going to see it if you look at it from the mouth. But without it, it just can't unsee it. Okay. That's repetition. But something that I do have to make sure that I do is do my lines carefully, because for the strand texture that I'm doing is I have to have my brush. It needs to start with an edge and end with an edge and be thicker in the middle, so I can't just do whatever, because it'll look weird. So to anybody that's watching the stream, I'm going to do an announcement at, I don't know, 8, in half an hour or something like that. So stick around for that, and it's not a major announcement, it's not gonna change stuff, forever, but kind of something that's good to hear. Okay. Roland said, how sometimes the Batman... Oh, okay, wait. How sometimes the Batman symbol is a face. Batman symbol is a face. You try and draw the Batman symbol over here. I don't see it. I'm sorry. Trying to figure it out, but I can't. Can't do it. So like this. So if I just cut off this part of it, doesn't this look like a mouth? Doesn't this look like he's just I don't know how to describe, but it's just I'll leave it on this wonderful, blessed image for a little bit. Those two did not come out the right way. Something that I'm happy about that I'm getting done in this drawing is I am paying attention to like detail, like so like I'm making sure that all of these lines look good, you know, which when I'm doing digital or when I'm doing a stream is not always something that I do. So definitely a nice, you know, definitely I think it's an improvement that I'm making to my inking stuff is I'm just being more careful. Like being more careful with the lines and making sure that they, you know, all make sense and stuff like that. Which is what you have to do for like an inker, you know, like an inker can't just rush all of his lines and then expect it to be good and want to be published and hey, yeah, wow, that looks really good, you know. Unless he's like a master. Like I imagine Scott Williams could do it, but I'm not Scott Williams. Okay, we're almost done with his hair, we're almost done with his face. It's looking nice, I like it, and I'm definitely proud of it. Just try and get these two. Try and put them at an angle. Sorry for the silence, I'm just kind of going into concentration mode to get these strands done. Okay, look at this. It's looking good. I like it. I like this hair texture. I was worried that I wasn't going to end up liking it, like after a little bit, you know, I was worried there was going to be, you know, just start making those type of sounds and stuff. But no, I like it. I'm gonna switch to Portuguese really quickly. Então, pessoal, como vocês provavelmente, como vocês estão vendo, eu tô só fazendo aí o meu cabelo aqui, né? E é só o mesmo processo, é só essa linha de novo e de novo e de novo e de novo e de novo até ao fim, né? Mas é isso, é só repetir. Então, aproximadamente umas 9h30 por aí eu vou falar uma coisa ali, vou fazer um anúncio aqui. Não é uma coisa super importante nem nada, mas é bom vocês ficarem até aí para poder escutar o que é importante. Okay. That looks nice. That looks nice now. I like it. Okay, wait. What is it doing? I mean, I just saw some little, like, loading bars on the sides of my layers, and I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, what the heck? What the heck? What did you do? I apologize. My computer is not amazingly fitted to streaming, so sometimes it'll just pause my app, and then it will operate all of the commands that I do as it pauses it in all at once. Something that I am liking though is that I'm fading them like this, and I think that I'm going to change. Wait, what? Okay, no. Okay, we're good. I think I'm going to change it on these over here. At least those two. Forgot to turn off my eraser. There we go. This looks a little bit more consistent. Okay, so last strand of hair, and then I'll move on to the Superman piece. So Roland, it was super nice to ink your drawing. You know, it was a super fun challenge because it's definitely not my style, and I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun inking the rest of it. And it's gonna have to be off stream because I don't have the time. Like, I got his face done. Wow, all of that was for his face. Well, it is what it is. Okay, now on to Superman. I'm actually gonna really quick. I'm gonna send an email to TK, see if he's online, see if he can you know, come to the stream, because I kind of wanted him to, you know, be able to watch it, be able to do that type of stuff. So it's gonna stay on the Superman face just for a little bit. Gonna write him a quick email. Actually, you know what? I'll leave it on a bigger. There you go. I'll just be like 1 minute. Really, not gonna take that long. So actually, I'll just make the announcement right now then, since it's kind of empty time. So tomorrow I'm gonna change my username for my YouTube, for my Instagram, DeviantArt. I think those are the 3 that I'm active on. And so then I'm just gonna change it, and it's gonna be Alan Moda Art, which is going to be the new it's new username. So wanted to say it on stream so that way you guys can you know, not search up amateur artist and not find anything, because it's not going to be my username anymore. So yeah, so I mean, it's not something that's amazingly important, but I'm definitely excited about finally being able to use my name on my stuff and stuff. But yeah, so Alamoto Art, it's going to be tomorrow. All of my stuff, I'm going to change all of my links so that way you guys can all, it's still accessible. So yeah, because amateur artist, not a great username, not very like easy to find and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm gonna be silent just a little bit. Gotta write the thing. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Okay, so let's start Superman's face. I think I'm gonna switch back to the first pen that I was using. It was working. I think it was working well, and I think it works especially well at size 20. So yeah, okay. And now I'm not used to it anymore. Like, went to the other one for like 5 seconds, and I'm like, what is this? Okay, is that a nostril? I'm just trying to figure out now, because it's a whole nother style. It's a whole nother universe of stuff to figure out what what they're trying to do. Okay, so T-Carrots did I really like this one that he did. Like, I really like the pose to it. I don't know, it feels really, I don't know, I just like it. What I don't like is how the mouth came out. Like, how I inked it, not how he inked it, okay? Just how I and I don't know what I can do. I don't know, man. Sometimes it's Just trying to figure out. Okay, so I think that I'm just gonna. It's tough because I like cropped out the part, like the more important part of it. Just trying to figure out now is not the best of situations, but I think that works. And so that thing that I said about being really careful with my rendering and stuff, I think applies a lot more to TK Art's style. Like I think because like all of his rendering, he indicated line weight, so it's important for me to respect the line weight that he's indicating. Like he said, I want this line weight to look like this. I want this to be a thick thin, and it's this level of thick thin. So I have to respect that a lot more. So just a little more, not pressure, but just stuff. Whereas Roland was like, these were pretty much had no line weight, which is fine. Like I'm not making a complaint or anything like that. It's just that way I can kind of take my own direction with it. Whereas here, I know what direction I have to take. Roland said, I think there's enough to guess it. Guess what, man? The stuff that I cropped out. Yeah, it's definitely enough. It's just that I think I just messed up over there with his mouth. I think I made it a little too thick. But yeah, there's definitely I definitely didn't crop anything major out. That would have been I would have not I would have stopped myself before doing it. Okay. Trying to get that rendering, Okay. That works. Happy with that. And I mean, one of the really cool things that I'm definitely grateful for doing the streams of is that I can practice digital art, which is something that I don't practice, especially inking. I don't ink a lot of digital stuff. So I'm definitely proud. Not proud. Definitely happy to have the chance to do it. Because, like, gotta be able to ink both, gotta be able to do both. I can't just be a traditional inker, Like, some panels are gonna require me to do digital, I think. Okay, that's his eye. Let's do his eye socket, I guess, really quick. And I'm just gonna leave a little indication of where I want that rendering. Then I'm gonna turn the paper. The reason that I said it like that was to indicate that it was, I don't even know why. I don't know why I do things sometimes. So there's those. Then I'm going to rotate a little more to get into my comfortable angle, which I have. I ink much more comfortably at a specific angle. If it's not at that angle, then I have a lot more time throwing down just a straight line. So now I'm going to turn it all the way back. And then I'm going to turn it a little more this way. And then I'm going to get these, which are not as... And then we're going to turn it to normal again. And we're going to check if there's anything that needs to be done. I think that what I could do is I could definitely do that. Render his eye socket a little bit. I think I'm not going to do too much. I mean, I think that I don't want to make it Superman if he didn't have his morning coffee, you know? I mean, I don't think that would be a good, interesting book. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes. You know, I'm trying to get a good line weight so that way I can really make this rendering pop. Here we go. I don't like it. And sometimes these digital inks, they're, I'm not going to say a pain. They're just so, like, it's like I'm so used to wanting to do my traditional that it's like, man, I really wish that I could do it just like I do traditional, but I know that I can't. Not yet, at least. So it's just training. I think that it's just been a while since I've had to go through training, like, again, kind of, sort of, to say. Like, it's not training, but just here, because since I don't want that to be that light, like, that dark, I mean. I think that what I'll do is I'll do that. Man, I definitely don't want that to be like that. Let's add a couple of there. Okay, I think that's good. Oh no, and then over here, obviously, you know. Thank you, Mary Landro, for the inspiration to do it like that. You know, give credit where credit is due. Okay, do that ear, which I'm definitely not going to leave that point like that. It looks like an elf. Looks less like an elf. Get that little part there. Man, it's been so long since I've inked something from TK. Like, I did a Batman thing that he did a while ago, and it was super fun. His inking style, his rendering style really was helpful for me. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add a little bit over here, a little bit of ear rendering over there. Also gonna add just a little bit of rendering like this there. It's not this super, like, you know, solid, you know, thing. Take that rendering, take that line out, you know, wasn't necessary. And so then what I'm gonna do is then I'm just gonna, you know, try and work out the connection of the hair, which is, he did not leave it very defined. So then now it's up to me, I guess, to define it. I think that now we can already move into actual hair instead of like the actual connection with the scalp. That line's not, I'm gonna switch to Portuguese super quickly. Então, pessoal, terminei aqui o que eu vou fazer hoje do Roland. Consegui só fazer a cabeça, mas ainda assim estou muito feliz com o que eu consegui fazer. Então, agora eu mudei para o Super-Homem do TK Arts e tô conseguindo agora. Tive um pouquinho de dificuldade com as linhas, porque é estilo diferente e tal, mas acho que agora eu consegui. Então agora eu vou só ir fazendo ali, né? E então agora eu vou seguir. Comentário em inglês, assim, porque a maioria das pessoas que assistem fala inglês. Então daí vamos lá. Okay, so these hair connections are good. because it means that I can kind of just like let loose and just do, you know, like whatever. Man, my YouTube thing gave me a notification. Time to take a break, and it's so annoying. It is so. I gotta turn that off because like if I'm gonna be streaming for 2 hours, I can't have it telling me to take a break in the middle of my stream. How dare you, YouTube? Okay, so that's the hair outline. And then now I'm gonna just do the neck outline over here, so you can kind of. And I made his chin a little smaller. It looked just a little too big. So then I made it just a little smaller there, just to try and not have it be, you know, too crazy. Okay. I'm gonna start defining where I'm gonna want, like, you know, just fill in and just where I'm gonna actually want to render. So this one I'm gonna render out of where I filled it. Something that's really cool about TK's style that he does with rendering is that it's like a lot of lines that fit really well together. Like he's really good at and making like this cross hatching right here. This is great. Like this is super good, and I have a lot of trouble getting them at the right angle. So it's definitely cool to already have that angle done for me. And then, you know, I can just select it, and that's like not select it, but just I can. You understand what I'm. Again, I don't know what is. I get like when I'm talking and drawing, sometimes I'm just gonna forget completely my track of thought of like speech, what I'm gonna say. You know, I'm just gonna be saying something and then I'll forget it 100%. So I apologize for that. I keep pressing V. And I want to see what C. No, F, B, E. I don't even know what button I'm pressing, but it gives some like gradient option that I tried once and it looked kind of cool. I want to try it again, but I never know what button to press. Okay. So Roland, don't take this like poorly, but now that I'm inking this from TK, it's much more relaxing, you know? It's like, it's the stuff that I, not, train, I think train is the right word. You know, it's the stuff that I do, and so then I'm much more comfortable with it. I definitely enjoy the challenge that you did, TK, like, you know, for me to render and try and figure out what's to render, what's not to render. But it's also nice after doing that to be able to just get this and just, you know, just render the way that I'm used to rendering. So then now there's these. And since he's leaving these like that, I want to really indicate that there's something that there's still a form here. Yeah, I guess I'll just do some cross hatching to indicate it. I'm gonna actually do the cape. Oh, what? Okay, I'm actually gonna do the cape since that's in front. But I'm not gonna give it that thick of a line as he did. Okay. And then this one. Roland said that the cape might be easier since there's less rendering. Yeah, I definitely think so. The problem with capes that I have in general is that whatever, I guess this one not much, but like they usually have like a really long rendering. Like it's one line that's like this long. So that's usually the problem that I have with capes. But yeah, TK did not do that. So yeah, I definitely think that it'll be an easier task. So then he kind of faded them out, like the spacing in between them. So I'm going to do that too. Just going to add a little bit of rendering there. This, which I don't completely understand, like where it would go, you know, like what's its rendering. But okay, so then I'll do that. Then I'm just going to say that these have a form like this. Does that look weird? No. It's fine. So this is what I'm talking about. Like this is the stuff that TK is really good at, is these type of like lines that are at this like angle that like I would have never thought of, but they look really good. Which one's the right one? This one? Yeah. That looks great, you know, like that gives it a sense of, it's like, you know, going this specific way or whatever. So for people that are watching this here from my YouTube, like, you know, that watch it because they watch my YouTube channel, not my Instagram. So I'm sorry for not uploading a lot recently. It takes a lot of time for me to be able to edit my stuff, to edit my videos, time that I don't have. So I definitely try my best. I definitely think that I can get a best of September video out by Monday or Tuesday. Like I can edit it tomorrow, and definitely think that that should be able to work. But I mean, I'm definitely sorry for not having like consistent uploads or stuff like that. I'll try though. I mean, my school year's almost over, and when it's over, I'll have a lot of time on my hands, and I'll be able to do a lot of YouTube stuff. So you guys will definitely see a lot from me when I'm done with school, you know. Okay, so now the part that I've been dreading this. I have not been looking forward to it. I have not been wanting to do it. But here we go. And that's going to be the hair. The reason that I don't like the hair is because all of these like fillings here, I did not fill them in. So then when I have to, you know, do all the black, because since it's like dark hair, there's a lot of black, not much I can do. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to indicate where he seems to want big, like, you know, spots of light. And then I'll leave those. So we're on the Spoon to Be summer soon? Yeah, pretty much, I imagine that my classes will be over sometime in December. I'm pretty sure that's when my classes are done. So then by I'll have like all of December and January to be able to, you know, do content and work on drawing, really. Like, it's not even content, it's just drawing in general. I'll be able to do that pretty much uninterruptedly. I might actually do some work on some sequential stuff for a publisher that had asked me about it, and I really don't think that I would have time to do a full book, you know, ink a book with school. But I definitely think that without it, I don't see how that would be a problem. So what I'm doing now is I'm just filling in little pixels so that way I can fill in the whole hair. And then the hair is going to have a lot of reverse inking. So a lot of the whiteout, Hopefully this works. It's probably still going to take a couple of seconds. Wow, that looks good. I like that a lot. I'm not going to even... Wow. And now, now we even can add this to it. Yeah, so now I'm just going to add just normal rendering, just a couple of lines. Nope, that's the wrong way. I still haven't worked out which button tilts it to the left, which button tilts it to the right. Hopefully sometime soon I can get Clip Studio, which I know is much better for inking. And I can, be able to just ink better. Have more inking tools. I could buy inking sets from Jimmy Reyes has one, so I definitely am not sponsored by Jimmy Reyes or anything, but I know he has one for Clip Studio. He has an inking set for Clip Studio. So then I definitely think that it would be a good idea for me to get one that get Clip Studio, but it's expensive, so I definitely think that I would have to wait until I get some good book or something like that. Books are good. Yeah, he knows I'm 16. I can get paid for doing stuff since I'm 16, and since it's not a manual labor type of a thing, it's fine. But yeah, he knows that I'm 16. We're all so he's definitely not thinking that I'm an adult and that I'm actually not. So that's all on terms. Okay, so then now I'm just adding a bunch of that reverse inking stuff that I was saying. Just really, really is just random lines that I think go well. And so then now I'm just going to do a couple more lines just for the connectors here. I don't think I'll do anything for the outline, but for the connectors. Just to not have it be so incomplete, Okay. I like it. Looks good. It's good contrast. He's much darker than him. And I think that might actually be something that I could use. If I can figure out a good way to do this rendering, I could make Superman have these strong blacks and stuff, and then Roland's character be lighter, which makes sense since he's in the background. Roland said, infamous editor-in-chief Jim Shooter had to get permission to write for DC at 13. Wow, if he was writing for DC at 13, that's impressive. Wait a second. But yeah, I think that somebody else, one of my other friends, had told me that you had to be, that if I was 13, there was going to be problems, or if I was less than 13, there was going to be problems with me doing it and stuff and getting paid to do it. But since I'm 16, 17, I can fall in. I'm old enough that I can do this type of work. I can't, in my country, I can't legally go and have work at a gas station or whatever. I know that a lot of people in the U.S. can have part-time jobs at school. It's illegal here. You can't do that. So But this is definitely, I'm pretty sure it's fine, you know. I'm not worried or anything like that. Hey, look who just got here. TK Arts is here. He said hello, and I am really sorry for being late. It's fine, man. I mean, you know, it's totally fine. I'm happy you made it. You know, you're still gonna get to watch me ink your stuff, and still gonna be able to do it. And hopefully you like what I'm inking. Happy you made it, man. Okay, so I'm gonna do the symbol really quickly. Man, I feel like I'm not gonna do it because it goes over a fold. I feel like if I do it, then I'm gonna mess up the fold later, so I'm not gonna do it. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm just gonna try and not do the cape as much as possible on the stream. I'm gonna try and just do anatomy, which is it's what I know. I don't know how to draw. I don't know how to ink capes. Nah, I'm just kidding. I can do it okay. It's not my favorite thing. Like, there are things that I just don't like inking. Capes are one of them. Like, they're just so, like, they have to look good. You can't, like, make them, like, if they're a little wrong, somebody's going to notice it. They're going to notice, hey, that cape doesn't look good, and then it's so annoying. Mostly that person noticing is me. Like, just for context, like, it's me, like, being, hey, I didn't do that correctly, and then I'm just, like, killing myself over getting it done right. Okay, so it's gonna try and get this little part, and I just added that little crease there, like this little thing, just to show that it's folding over onto the other side. Just to, like, you know, show that it's three-dimensional. So T-Carrot said, "Nice ink, yo." Thanks, man. You know, it's always unknown, I think, when I do digital inks. Like, it could always go very poorly. I could always be very impatient. I could just not find, you know, my style or whatever. And so then but I'm happy I like it. Happy that it's working out. Happy that I'm able to get it done. Okay, so then what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to add that other cross-hatching later. But I'm going to up my size of my brush because I am destroying my tablet. My tablet is like, it's begging for mercy. Like, because when I have it at a very small size to be able to do the details, it doesn't know. It's like very, you know, hard when I have to transition to a bigger part. I usually just don't up the brush size when I should. So, you know, it's all my mistake. It's not like a poorly made tablet or anything like that. But yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna bite the bullet and I'm just gonna do this cape. At least the part of it, you know. I don't want to just leave it out there without doing anything. Okay, I mean, that doesn't look that bad. That looks decent. I don't know why I'm always so tough on myself. I feel like I shouldn't be. I feel like I should be relatively more, you know, chill about it. T-Card said, actually, I got messed up drawing the hair. It looks like Soups just woke up. Yeah, that actually fits with the eyes. Like I was saying, that I didn't want to draw Superman looking like he didn't drink his morning coffee. I think he didn't drink his morning coffee. Like, his hair is all, you know, like, messed up. His eyes are dark. I mean, it looks cool. It gives it a cool, like, you know, looks like he's tired from fighting or something like that. It looks like he's not, perfect, which honestly I like. I prefer superheroes that look like they've actually done something rather than the ones that look like they just never, that never happens. So if you've probably noticed that I've already gotten, the face for Superman done in less time than the Roland one that he did. And I think that just shows how much I am more used to this style of comic drawing, just like with this type of rendering and stuff like that, that I can just get the lines drawn in quicker and stuff like that. And again, it's not a bad thing that I'm slower or anything like that, because I bet that if I had tried to be quicker, it wouldn't have been as good, the other one. I was just like, okay, I kind of want to get this done. I feel like I'm not doing enough or whatever. It would have been much, much slower process. Roland said, I definitely noticed. Yeah, I mean, it's different styles, so different styles take different amounts of time to do. And actually, when I get this deltoid done, I kind of want to show you guys something else that I wanted to ink that I might try on a live stream as like a ultra practice type thing, and it will most likely end poorly, so I don't know. But I want to show this after the stream and stuff. So Roland had this nice cross hatching on the arms. I'm going to try and get, and then I'm also going to add a little more just to add that extra, extra darkness, because it feels like this reminds me of Injustice. This piece that you did, TK, it reminds me of the Superman from the Injustice books. I don't know why. It just feels like it. Feels like Superman from the Injustice books has his back turned more. The other one, like random, thought. Let's add a little more like that. Okay, so these three deltoids, they have pretty much the same rendering, so it's relatively easy, to get it done. So it's the same thing as the hair that Roland had done. You figure out how to do it, and then it's repetition. You just repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, and then it'll work. Man, so I'm always torn about if I should have a bigger brush or a smaller brush. It's I want to be able to get a good line, small lines done, but I also don't want to have to smash into my tablet every time I want to get some lines in. So I don't know. Experience, I guess. Just trying it again and again and again. So then I guess that I'll just, work on this. So for anybody who came in kind of recently, tomorrow I'm going to change my username to Alan Moda Art. So if you want to search, so just telling you guys for search purposes, so you know, if you search up amateur artist, probably won't yield results anymore because it's not going to be my username. It's going to change for all of my social medias. So I'm going to change all of the links, make sure that everything's working properly again. I'm going to switch to Portuguese really quickly. Então, pessoal, então amanhã eu vou mudar o meu nome de usuário para Alan Mota Art. Então, daí quem quiser me procurar aí vai ser nesse nome. Então, só uma coisa aí para manter vocês informados. E também eu espero ter vídeo novo na segunda ou na terça. Aqui no meu canal do YouTube e tal. Vídeo novo. Tomara. Então eu só tô fazendo aqui o Super-Homem. Ele tá indo mais rápido do que o personagem do Roland. E eu tinha dito que eu achava que era porque... Que eu acho que é porque eu tenho mais confiança fazendo esse tipo de personagem, esse tipo de estilo, sabe? É mais o meu estilo. Então daí fica mais fácil de sabe? Fazer ali e tal. And I'm not really proud with this rendering that I'm doing. You know, I feel like it should be more something like, oh man, that's even worse. Something like that instead of like, I think that one's much better. Gives a good, you know. T-Card said you made the cross-hatching look better than mine. Great job. Thanks, man. I mean, definitely think that one of the advantages of digital is that you get pressure sensitivity. So you can, you know, I think it's easier to do these type of cross-hatching stuff because you got to just change the like, you know, size of your brush and stuff. But thanks. Roland said, don't you have to pay to change usernames on DeviantArt? Hopefully not. I mean, I'm relatively new to it, so I don't exactly know, you know, like if you have to pay to this. It doesn't seem like it, like I've been on it, and it doesn't seem like it's a very, like, blocked thing if you don't pay. So hopefully that's not the case, but maybe. I mean, I don't really know what I would do if it is, because I can't really, you know, I can't pay, especially just change my name. Oh man, that would really stink if you had to pay to change your name on DeviantArt, obviously, not on like real life or whatever. But yeah. No, so last I checked, that was the case. That was a few years ago. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Like, T-Carrots, do you know? Have you changed your username on DeviantArt anytime recently? Like, I know that you've been on it for longer than me, man, so I don't know if you have that information. But yeah, I mean, if it doesn't, I guess I'll just keep it as amateur artist, and I don't know. It's not that big of a deal, you know? It's not like a crazy... It's just a username. In DeviantArt, honestly, I have 4 watchers, so it's not like I'm, you know, super celebrity on DeviantArt or anything. It's more just for me to, like, hopefully one day build up a portfolio there, because there you have, like, high resolution images. So, and it's also just for me to get pencils, you know. I mean, I downloaded TK, I downloaded this thing from DeviantArt. I think you remember that I had asked you. And I mean, I found some other stuff. I want to show it to you guys. Man, I think I might do it now. I think I'll finish this one little arm section, and then I'll show you guys some stuff. Do you guys want to do? You want to see that? Do you want me to show you guys some of the future projects that I plan on working on? Just put a yes or no in the chat, and then I'll decide. Roland said, it's one of the many perks they promote to encourage users to upgrade to premium memberships. Yeah, I mean, it would make sense if they, like, I guess it would make sense if they have it, because, like, you know, that's how they gotta make money, you know. But man, it seems like something that basic, like, because I haven't changed it at all either. It seems like something that basic would really stink to have to do it. But I don't know. I mean, I'll check it tomorrow, you know. I almost said ArtStation would be a good resource for using as a portfolio. I have to check it. I've heard of ArtStation before, but I've never like looked at it or searched it up or anything. But yeah, I mean, anything that's more towards like a professional type thing, not professional, but just like a portfolio rather than Instagram, which is really just a gallery, like just a, you know, it's not like you don't get high resolution images, nothing like that. So yeah, I'll have to check out ArtStation. I have a, yeah, I'll have to check out ArtStation. Okay, I'm gonna do this one thing. I'm gonna do this one forearm, and then I'm gonna show you guys some projects that I'm working on that I, you know, want to work on, something like that. And then I gotta finish up, and then I'm gonna finish up, you know. Then I'll just be good. I'll close up the stream and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun doing this. I enjoyed it a lot. Sorry, Roland, that I didn't get a lot done on your piece. It's like it looks weird because it looks like I put way more time into the Superman one. It looks like I spent like an hour and a half on the Superman and only half an hour on yours, but definitely not the case. Definitely not the case, and yeah. One last look at the little. It's weird. I can like if I zoom in here, it looks like his eyes are closed. If I zoom out, it looks like his eyes are open. It's weird. Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna just quickly change up my settings of how my screen sharing is. Man, how am I gonna do this? Okay, I think I'm gonna have to stop my screen quickly. Hopefully you guys still hear me. I don't imagine why you wouldn't. But, okay, so then now you guys should be seeing this. These are a couple of projects that I have going on. Let me pull this up. So this is Marv from Sin City that I did along with David Finch's live stream, Monday Night Live, last Monday. And it was crazy to do the rain, like everything but the rain, like just Marv, just a character. I did traditionally paper just with the brush, and then the rain was all done digitally. So then this was super cool to do. It didn't turn out that great because of the rulers not, you know, like being an amazing tool and whatnot. Oh wait, no, you guys, wait. Oh no, you guys can only see the documents tab. Dang it. Okay, let me. I'm so sorry. I should have practiced this more. But anyway, gonna wait a little bit for it to pull up. Just stretching. Okay. Marv. This is Marv from Sin City. Everything. The character was done with brush traditionally, and then the rest was done digitally, especially the rain. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Just random, just gonna show stuff that I don't really get to show on my YouTube because I don't record them or they don't go into the best ofs or something like that. So then there's this one. This is the cover that I inked. This is gonna be my first published art. The pencils are by Esquivel Art, and then these are my inks. These are done traditionally. Man, I think that I only want to show you guys one more thing, and then I'm gonna end the stream and we're gonna be done. Which is, let me just get it. Roland said, because you don't have white inks for the rain, right? Yes. Dave uses a Uniposca, and I had one, but it's out now. So yeah, and I mean, it honestly would have probably worked better to do it digitally anyway. I've never really gotten the hang of the white pens and stuff, so definitely probably would have been a bad idea if I had tried to do it traditionally. So anyway, so this is one of the pieces that I want to ink on stream hopefully one day. And it would be a crazy challenge. I found this from somebody on a DeviantArt, and they said that it was fine if I inked it. So then, it would be, because it's like shading, It's like pencil shading. So then it would be because inks are black and white. They're not, this is shading. I can't do this gradient with ink, so I just thought that it would be a really good project for me to decide where the black is, where it would be white and stuff like that, and just try and get it done. It would probably be digital, so yeah. Roland said that Batman looks like a big project. Oh yeah, it would be a very big project because it would be because it'd be a test. It would be a test of how I can change it from a gradient to a normal thing. This is a Terry Dodson one that I want to work on. He also had it on DeviantArt, and so then I just want to be able to print this out and ink this. I mean, this I think would be a great one because this is relatively within my style. This is this is something that I have the ability to do. Here's those Batman ones again. This one's yours, Roland. So then this is the one that Roland had sent me, and then this is the one that TK sent me, and so then I just put both of them together. So then this is the final one that I want to show you guys. Which is another person from DeviantArt. DeviantArt, it's great. I really like it because you can get a lot of high-res stuff. You can see that if I zoom in here, this is very high quality, So then, compared to Google Images and Pinterest, at least. So then I would really like to ink this because it's very concept-y, It's very yeah, sure, this is dark and stuff like that. So I feel like it would be very cool to ink. And it looks like it's inked, but it's not. So then Roland said, what about brushes? Do they have gradients? Yeah, they do. So I guess that, I could do if I was doing dry brush, yeah, that could be cool. I hadn't thought about that. I would have to find good brushes, that would imitate ink dry brush, which I can't think of any. But, yeah, I mean, they could definitely, I could figure something out. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna be done. I don't really want to, can't really think of anything else that I want to do. Not that I want to do, but I'm pressed for time. I gotta be done by 9. for my time. So again, thank you to everybody who came. Thank you for watching the stream. Thank you, Roland and TK, for the pencils. It was a lot of fun to ink these on stream, and I'll definitely work on inking them off stream. I mean, honestly, if I'm not done with it by next weekend, I might just ink them next weekend for a stream. I'll have to figure that out, so I can't definitely confirm it, but I would definitely be on board to doing more of these. What else? Again, I'm going to change my username. Tomorrow it's going to be Alan Moda Art. So you'll see the change. I'll make a video about it. I'll post it on Instagram. You'll notice it. So yeah, I mean, thanks for watching. See if there's any last comments. Roland said Control S. Control S? Let me see what Control S does. Yeah, Control S is save. But I don't know if you're talking about the gradients. Cause yeah, like the gradients would be brush sensitivity is what I would use for gradients. And I would also like, let me try and do like a quick example for yours, because yours kind of fits into that description. Let me try and find a good brush. Like this is the thing that would take like a while, because I don't think that they have one that's supposed to be like an ink brush, but that has opacity on it. Man, I don't find anything. I don't know, let's try this out. That could work. That looks like ink. Looks like ink's going down. Yes, then I could, like, you know. So now we'll do this. Try and keep it on the same opacity. And then over here, just like that. You know, and obviously, like, it would take a lot of practice. That's why I'm saying that it would be, like, a lot of, you know, hopefully this erases. Yeah, it works. So yeah, I would have to figure something out, you know, to be able to get it done. I don't know why it's not saving my project. I think I probably already saved it. T-Card said, I've just downloaded some pencils by Ken Hunt and started to ink it. Nice. Yeah, I mean, there's so many pencils on DeviantArt, you know, like, it's crazy. You can just download them and just ink them like crazy. Like, I have a whole site that I found that's a bunch of high-res stuff, you know, it's crazy. I mean, there's always going to be more stuff for me to ink than there is for me to do, you know, time for me to do them, I mean. So, yeah. Roland said, just a joke so you don't lose progress. Yeah, man, like, it's, like, where I live, like, I don't live in the city, you know, I live, like, kind of rural area, and it is, electricity falls a lot here, like, well, a lot compared to how much it does in the city. Like, it'll fall because a bird hits a line, and, like, we'll lose the electricity for 2 hours, you know, and that happens relatively often. So I have to always be, I'm like control saving, but yeah, so definitely something that I'm being aware on. I have an auto save interval, so it does that also. T-Card says, how many hours does it take to ink a piece? It depends. I mean, obviously this one has taken 2 hours, and I've gotten this much done. And so then, you know, if you do if I do the same amount of, like, put the same amount of effort in, it'll probably take another hour to ink the rest of your Superman, and then probably another 2 hours to ink the rest of Roland's piece, and then probably another half an hour for the debris. So, I mean, that's what, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 3.5 hours plus 2 hours, 5.5 hours for this one. But yeah, I imagine that's about right. It takes around like 4 to 5 hours for me to ink a piece, like when I'm really trying my hardest. If I go a little sketchy or something like that, it'll take 2-3 hours. But I don't usually. It'll usually span over like 3 or 4 days because of the amount of time I can put in one day. T-Guard said, "Yep, DeviantArt has a lot of pretty decent resolution pencils to ink over, which is kind of awesome." Yeah, that's cool. Because like the people there are usually like active, so they're like, "Yeah, sure, I'd love it if you ink my piece." Like all of those ones that I showed you from DeviantArt, except for Terry Dodson. I asked, and they were like, "Yeah, ink it," and so that's cool, definitely. And there's professionals on there too. So I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna end the stream. Thanks everyone for coming. I'll see you whenever the next stream is. There's a video that will hopefully be Monday or Tuesday. It'll come out Monday or Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. Bye.